Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas, December 25th, 2015.
2015.
And we're here to talk about Pat's ayahuasca experience. My name is Ed Liu.
My name is Patrick Lam.
And please take us on a journey. Pat went to Peru in August. And it's been a few months now since his experience, but from what I've gathered, it was pretty epic and life-changing. So
it was pretty ham.
So we're here to talk about it. So take us on a journey.
All right. Well, I think the time frame is August of this year. A couple months back, we decided to. I had my hesitations about going down to Peru to do this. I mean, we had our interest and everything. Interest was very high in this, but it was just jumping the gun. That's the hardest part, really.
So did you go to Peru for personal exploration, or was it for fun?
For both. No, not so much for fun. For personal exploration, there was just a calling that, I had to go and give this a try. I had to see what this is all about, because every story I've heard about it, it kind of something deep inside me kind of rang. It's like I got to do this.
So you heard from people like Graham Hancock or Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
and
obviously those guys. Well, and then there's Nick Gabriel.
From London Real.
Yeah. And another one of my favorite influential people, Aubrey Marcus.
Right.
His stories are very, very off the walls.
Right.
But I mean, there's all aspects of like self-exploration when it comes to that.
So you went with who?
I went with my brother Richard and his girlfriend Kat.
Okay. And so take us from the beginning.
Right. Well, I believe the night before I left was the last time I saw you before you headed off back to Hong Kong.
Right.
And we had a conversation. In that conversation, you were asking me, what did I feel? And I mean, I felt fear. I'm not gonna lie, I felt fear.
Fear is strong in your eyes.
You saw fear in my eyes. And like it's not just pure fear. It's like a mix of the unknown. You're just scary. Because first of all, you're going down to the Amazon. You don't know what to expect. And second,
it's scary even without ayahuasca.
It's scary even. Well, if I were to do ayahuasca in Hawaii or in LA, I'd still be scared.
Right.
And we went down, hopped on the plane. Well, I stopped over in LA for a day first to go down with them and a layover. So, we're driving, and it's craziest because when you're going from LA to Iquitos, it's a complete difference. I mean, in terms of energy, in terms of traffic, I mean, infrastructure, everything. I mean, the same can be said with any major city, but just that the drastic switch over from that.
Yes.
Boom. So we hop on the airplane. And by the time we get to Iquitos, I forget how long the flight was already. It was a long flight though, and sun was setting. Sun was rising. And
when you're on the plane.
When we're on the plane arriving into Iquitos.
Okay.
All right. And as the sun's rising, we see the sun pass. It just grazes over some trees, and from there we just see the thickest trees you can see, man. The thickest trees you can see, like thick, bro. like this ground. There's no spots whatsoever. It's just green.
So what was your emotion?
I was like, well, my emotion was there. Was like, all right, like we're really doing this, man.
Right.
I'm like
balls deep
in the Amazon right now. There's no turning back. Like, I mean, I could back out of it and I could do these jungle tours and whatnot.
Right.
But what am I kidding, man? I'm here for one thing, man. I'm here to.
You can't come back to your boys and.
No. Like, man, I could fabricate like a really well story, but I would.
Maybe this is it, man.
Might as well shoot myself. If I fabricate a story like that. But it's cool because like after you see the trees, you just start seeing these. Like a yellow snake almost.
Right.
And this snake is like winding through, and then you realize that holy shit, this is the Amazon.
Okay.
This is the biggest river in the world.
Right.
So as the plane's landing, another thing about Iquitos is, for those of you that don't know, it's actually like an island, except except it's not surrounded by water, it's surrounded by trees.
Right.
So the only way to, it's the biggest city in the world that you can't access by road.
Right.
You can access by like boat through the Amazon or by plane,
Okay.
which is amazing, man. It's Avatar. over
Yeah.
there. So we get in and the plane lands, and all of a sudden it smells like Amazon.
Right.
The only way you can describe it is it smells thick with green.
So thickness.
Thickness, yeah. And we get out, we pack our belongings and we walk out, and we're just like, whoa, this is very third world.
Yeah.
Man. This is no cars here whatsoever. It's all tuk-tuks.
Right.
And for those of you that don't know what a tuk-tuk is, it's really prevalent in like Southeast Asia too. It's like a little rickshaw with a motorcycle. So we're looking around, we're like, crap. I mean, like, one of the first fear that's running through my mind is, crap, I don't speak Spanish.
Right.
Like, what's gonna happen, right? What could go wrong? A lot of things can go wrong. But no, then this guy wearing a bandana, he just comes up and he goes, Richard? Patrick? We're like, yeah. He's like, my name's Marco. Like, oh shit, this guy's kind of sketch, man. But he turned out to be a cool guy. He turned out to be like one of the coolest guys ever.
Okay.
And so he took us to our retreat. We went to Niue Rao, or as they call it, Niue Rao.
Right.
So we're going. There's still civilization there as we're going through the tuk-tuk
Right.
until the road stops being a road and it just boom, like into the forest, into the jungle.
Dirt roads,
yeah. Then we're just like flying like up sand dunes,
Right.
and dirt dunes, and
Cartoon
stuff.
style.
Yeah, cartoon style. As we go deeper and deeper, there's less houses and less houses until we finally arrive there. And this is a blackout zone. This is like no Google Maps, no Waze area. So
North Korean territory.
this is North Korean territory, man. If you wanted to hide like nukes, like this would be the place to do it. But we get in there and
Probably where Hitler's hiding.
yeah, it's probably where he's hiding. That's where Tim Kennedy is trying to look for him. So we go in, and I mean the first thing when we get to the shack, or not the shack, the village, there's a gate. It's a gate made of like logs and whatnot,
Yeah.
right? And there's armed guards there. So we're like, oh shit, this is not your typical like camp, man. This is
Right.
like
Some
like,
serious
shit. Like,
Right.
I mean, for there to be armed guards, like that just means one thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
stuff happens.
There's armed guards for every retreat, right? For most retreats.
Well, I think for like the ones that a lot of tourists go to,
Okay.
maybe,
Yeah.
like gringos and whatnot.
Right.
I mean, if you go to like the local ones, like the really small ones,
Yeah.
I guess they don't have armed guards.
Because I think they have it at Blue Morpho also.
They do,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
To protect their gringos.
most of the retreats yeah, it's a dangerous place for gringos. So
But hey man, that shotgun's not gonna help you from psychic powers, bro.
no, but it might help against the jaguars.
Third
and-
dimensional
yeah,
threats.
third dimensional threats it will, but
Yeah.
there's far more than third dimensional threats, man. Far more than that.
That's the least of your worries.
Yeah. Well, so we go in. There's like robbers and whatnot too, but that's like,
Right.
who cares about the robbers, right?
Yeah.
It's about spirits. We get in. We drop our bags down in the community center, and right away the Felipe, he's a French dude. He's like one of the workers over there. He's one of the helpers for the shaman. He greets us and he tells us to get some food. He tells us to walk into the cafeteria and like
Right.
get acquainted with everyone, get some food. And right there, like the thoughts running through my head are just like, man, what am I doing here, man? Like bunch of hippies over here. Like, everyone seemed
Jolly.
full of love, man. Like they're jolly. I think
not
they just
cool,
had a
man.
retreat last night, like the night before or
It's
something.
not cool, bro.
And yeah,
Too happy.
yeah. I was like, man, everyone's too happy, dude. Like,
Scared shitless.
you guys gotta stop this, man. Like, I hate you fucking hippies.
Yeah, it could get annoying. I totally see that. It can be.
a lot of it
annoying.
too is
Fear, man.
it's fear, man.
Yeah.
It's your body will find ways to like fear will find ways to manifest itself to tell
Right.
you to turn away,
Yeah.
to walk away and whatnot. Because at that point, I could have easily just been like, I'm good, man. I'm good, guys. I'm gonna go back to the city.
I don't know, man. You're pretty balls deep into the jungle.
There are people I guarantee there are people that have done that though. That have
for
like
sure.
went to a retreat and just
Yeah.
It's gone.
But I think you're gonna think back on that for the rest of your life and be like,
yeah, or I could have went on a jungle tour and I could have explored
Yeah.
the Amazon, you know?
That could have been fun too, man.
Yeah.
See jaguars and stuff.
Yeah. Which we did too, though.
Animals.
Which we did.
Some sloths.
Some sloths. so you know, like, we go into the cafeteria and the food we see over there is just, I'm just like, holy shit, man. This is like, what this?
Yeah.
See, I thought a dieta was so for listeners out there, the dieta is before you do ayahuasca, you have to hop on this diet for anywhere from like around 2 weeks to a month.
Right.
And what it is, it's no salt, no oil,
Super clean.
no red meat, definitely no pork. Just really clean food, like very, very clean food. And before that I was having grilled chicken, minimal oil, and very clean, quote unquote clean food, right? But when I got there, this is a whole different level of clean, man.
It's
Like,
next level shit.
it's some next level shit. I mean, like they had quinoa there and with no seasoning, like
Yeah. It's like legit quinoa.
plantains, like not even bananas, right? Plantains, which are.
I don't know what that is.
So it basically it looks exactly like banana, but doesn't have the sweetness of it.
Okay.
So they
It's
grill
a
it.
shitty banana.
Yeah, it's like a potato and banana mixed together almost.
Sounds horrible.
It's horrible, but hey man, it'll keep you alive,
Okay.
right? So there were those, and there was this there's a river fish, and they just grow the whole fish there, and you have to peel it apart with your hands, pull all
Right.
the bones out. It's like one of those. It's
Okay.
not
Yeah,
it's not steak fish.
it's like
It's not
bones everywhere.
Yeah, it's not ahi steak right there that we're talking about.
It's freshwater fish.
Freshwater fish. So
Hashtag do not eat.
hashtag do not eat. So we get there, and I had a bowl of quinoa and a plantain. And
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'm good. Richard was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have this one banana looking thing here, and I'm good. And the people were like, you guys, this one guy came up to us, and I guess he's like a black belt over there already.
Right.
Canadian guy. He's cool, super cool guy, but he was just like, you guys should eat more. You got to keep the calories up because you're gonna be needing it. The first day
What does that mean, man?
Yeah, what does that mean, right? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Should be fine, I'm like, yeah.
You're sitting there getting high. Like,
Hey man,
you don't need that much calories, man.
I was like, I fast, dude. I fast back in the USA. I fast, man. Like with coffee, with butter.
Yeah.
Completely different from this, though. So we get there and we meet everybody, and everyone's just a little bit different.
Right.
Besides us, everyone's just a little bit.
So did they already take ayahuasca?
yeah, we're the new kids on the block.
So it's kind of weird, right? So like, they already took ayahuasca, and then you guys come in.
So what happens at this retreat at New Rao, like it's not like a tour group, like a group of people come and
Yeah.
they do the thing. It's like people come at their own
Oh, okay.
time, and some people like stay there for like months on end.
So you just jump in, sort of.
yeah.
And
What they do is they hold ceremonies
Okay.
4 times a week.
okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
which is kind of cool. I mean, there's a guy, the guy that told us to load up on the food. Like,
Right.
He was there for 2 months already.
Okay.
And he just stays there for it's like.
His balls deep in ayahuasca.
Oh yeah, I mean he was there he had reasons to be there too. I mean health reasons.
Right.
So it's not self-exploration. Okay, let's just say that.
So take us fast forward to around the first ceremony.
Well, let me finish this up real quick though.
Okay.
So we finish the food, and then we get acquainted. We get taken to our rooms, right?
Right.
And this is the funny part. Richard and Kat, they got their room, and I'm carrying my luggage. I'm waiting to be shown my room. And
Right.
Felipe, he's like, I'm like, oh cool, like so my room's like next to theirs, and he's like, oh no, you have a special room. I'm like, oh shit, what does that mean?
It's never good.
It's never good when they say special room, right? So he takes me to my room, and it's back out past the guard shack, back into the forest, and maybe like a 10-minute walk deep into the forest, and then I make a right again, another 2
So in
minute walk.
street terms, it's like 3 blocks, right?
It's 3 blocks.
Okay.
Yeah, street terms. It's 3 blocks away from the community center, from the village.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so-
pretty far.
Yeah, I mean, this is where they do. This is where people stay for 6 months to a year, kind of thing.
They're balls deep.
They're balls deep. They're doing the dieta where they don't speak to anybody.
Yeah.
They're just like taking medicine, and so
That's crazy.
So I was roommates. I mean, I was next to.
For sure, never would do that.
Well, see, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking, Richard and Kat were like, they saw my room too, and they're like, no, don't stay here, because you might not go back.
You'll be one of them.
You'll be one of them. I was so scared I was gonna be one of them, because the guy next to me, like
that's pretty messed up, man.
Yeah, in the tombo next to me, he was well, Felipe told me not to talk to that guy. He was like, oh, if you talk to him and he doesn't like respond back, he's not angry at you. He just made a vow not to speak to anyone for 6 months.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
For sure, go crazy.
Yeah, so I dropped my bags over there, and the first night goes by, and man, the jungle is alive, bro. Jungle is alive. I mean,
is it real to you?
It's
real to you?
Oh, it's also real, man. It's also real. I mean, sounds that animals that you can never imagine, like what they sound like. They just.
You heard monkeys?
All kinds of things. Monkeys. I heard big cats.
Okay.
Don't know if they're jaguars or not.
Do you have a cage?
Yeah. Well, all it is a wooden hut wrapped around with mosquito nets.
So you have wood around you.
Well, if a jaguar were to come, like that's it.
Then you would have died.
Yeah.
So has there been instances where people have been eaten by big cats?
No, there's only been an instance where there was a snake that appeared, right? And so I was like,
that's not scary at all.
Not scary at all, man. so I asked Felipe, like, he was like, oh, over here is safe, you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, are there like other animals? He's like, yeah, sometimes the snakes.
So they're mosquitoes or no?
Oh, the mosquitoes are bad, but it's the last thing you're thinking about.
Okay.
Over there, right? I mean, I'm lucky I never. I actually didn't even bring malaria pills there.
Oh, okay.
I heard that you're supposed to bring some.
Yeah.
Just in case, but it's been a couple months now, man. No outbreak. So I'm fine. I was just really careful with, putting mosquito repellent on and everything, and you're fine. So fast forward the next day. The next day is the day of our first ceremony.
Okay.
And what they do before this is we go to the medicine hut, and Felipe, he had this bowl of, it's like a bowl of soup of water. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But basically he's saying that you drink this and it purges every like bad energy that's going to be collected in your body.
But it's a non-psychoactive.
Non-psychoactive at all.
Right.
Right. It's supposed to purge your energy and like all like unclean things from your body, right? And so I asked him, so does this mean that like we didn't even have to do the dieta to do the fast? And he was like, yeah, you don't really need to do that. You just drink this and it'll purge you out, make you throw up.
So you wasted a whole month.
Yeah.
For nothing.
I mean, everyone in our crew, everyone in the group was like, what? Like, you mean? Because there were a couple newcomers that came that day too.
Right.
And they were like, what? You mean we didn't need to do the dieta? and he's like, yeah, you just drink this.
It's more of a test.
It is.
Patience and stuff.
There's more. It's more so than that. Yeah. It's like you have to dedicate yourself.
Right.
And that alone starts enacting some changes, right?
Okay.
And then I also have this theory that if you don't have enough salt, you might start going a little off the walls, man.
Right.
I mean,
you need salt, man.
Yeah. When I was on the dieta, I had like, when I was on low sodium, man, like I didn't feel
especially if you exercise or sweat.
Yeah.
You for sure need salt.
For sure need salt.
Or if you do some hot yoga, need salt, man.
Yeah, you might as well drop dead without salt after hot yoga. So we go there and we take our stuff and everyone's just hurling, and after that we do our flower bath. So what the flower bath is sounds very
pretty, man.
It doesn't look like anything how it sounds, man. It's a bucket of leaves and they're like, okay, you shower with this.
Oh, okay, it's very South American.
Very South American, and what it is, it's supposed to protect you when you go into your ceremonies. Like,
okay,
it's supposed to.
It's a cleanse.
Yeah, it raises your energy.
It's
level
up. Like Chinese people have that.
The pomelo leaf.
Yeah,
exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Same concept.
Right.
Like.
So it's real.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you just strip down. You pour this stuff all over your body.
Okay.
It doesn't smell the best, it doesn't feel the best, but and you're not supposed to shower after that.
Right.
So you just leave the leaves on. And you become the jungle. You start becoming the jungle, step by step. And so Felipe tells us, okay, everyone meet in the Maloka, which is the ceremonial hut. Meet at 8.
Okay.
So we have a couple hours before that. And everyone, all of a sudden the camp, the village, everyone's just quiet, man. Everyone goes into their own thing. Everyone's like going through notes, writing down questions, meditating. You know, no one's like during lunchtime. No one's like how they are during lunchtime.
Right.
You know, very different change of energy.
Is anybody doing any breathing methods?
No, I mean, everyone was journaling and
Okay, sorry.
whatnot. I know what you're talking about. Wim Hof.
That's another podcast. But
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways.
I will definitely do Wim Hof next time I go down, but that's a different podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we 8 o'clock rolls by and here's the thing, man. Everyone is rolling up in wearing all white, dude. Everyone's wearing all white, and I did not get the memo. I didn't pack any white clothes, so
you were all black.
Wearing a black Duncan Trussell t-shirt.
Super demonic.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a good shirt.
Yeah.
But we walk into the Maloka and everyone's just quiet. And the cool thing is when you're at these ayahuasca retreats, everyone has their guard down, man. Everyone is there to learn, or they have their own issues to face, and no one there is zero fucks given, man. Because before the ceremony happens, it's when the true side of everyone comes out. You see everyone doing their own rituals, like they are scared of their life, man. Like there's, you know, some people around us were laying down a crystal fortress around them, you know, and like they're like praying hard in each corner, like blessing each corner. And some people are doing some yoga, like they're going to doing some asanas and praying and whatnot. And some people are lighting up incense, like trying to drown themselves in smoke and whatnot.
But it's all just smoke and mirrors, right?
Well, I guess it's your own the method that you choose, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of want to get this over with. Like,
Right.
see what this is about. Walk in, and just to let you know, like Richard and Kat, they came in late
Okay.
after everybody.
So you didn't sit with them?
I didn't sit with them. I'm like separated from them, and I kind of wish I was sitting next to them because they're like the closest people I know over there,
Yeah.
right? I was
You're
kind of
all
strangers
alone.
with everyone. Yeah, I was all alone in my own corner. And so 8 o'clock comes by and there's still power. There's like 1 hour left of power in the generator that's
Right.
powering the village. So, you know, everyone's going up and getting their medicine.
Okay.
Okay. And the shaman comes up, Ricardo. He sits down and he brings his whole family in, man, which is the most uncanny thing. His wife and his 2 kids. It's like movie night for them.
How old are the kids?
I think the kids are like around like 6 or 7.
Okay. Super young.
Super young. And they're unfazed by any of this.
Right. Well, they've seen it 1,000 times. Probably.
Yeah. It's like family night for them.
Yeah.
They have like a little sleepover every night. And Ricardo has two other friends that are shamans sitting next to him. And so
Co-shamans.
co-shamans.
Right.
So it's like the whole team there.
Okay.
The whole crew. Squad goals.
Squad goals.
So, you know, everyone, Kat's actually the first, she's the first person in line. So she goes up first. And the shamans, they'll pour out some for you, and like they can kind of judge how much you can handle, or like how much you need for that night, apparently.
Okay.
So they pour a little bit for her. She drinks it, you're supposed to make an intention and then drink it. She takes it, you know, everyone goes, and it comes to me, and I finally get mine, and I'm looking at that glass, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, man. It's like that, the roller coaster when you get locked in. There's no jumping out after that.
Right.
So I make my intention.
Well, actually, you can still just run away, right, at this point.
Oh, this is the point where you're gonna hop in the roller coaster, and the seats are gonna, right?
Okay.
That's it. At one last moment, I was like, okay, let's do this. I make my intention. And I drink the ayahuasca, man. I drink the Kool-Aid.
Here
I drink
you go.
the jungle juice, and here you go. And sit back down. About 20 minutes pass, everyone gets their stuff. And then the power goes out in the whole village. It's just a blackout. And all that's left is one candle. The candle blows out too. Ricardo blows out the candle. They take the shamans take their medicine. And then it's just silent, man. There's like no movement, no one's doing anything.
Right.
And all of a sudden, people are just waiting, man. The shamans are waiting to get into their trance.
Trip.
Yeah. Yeah. They're waiting for this thing called the variación, which is they call it a trance. They get into a trance.
Okay.
And as soon as they get into the trance, you hear the ikuto start going on like slightly, like a low belch from deep into their throat.
Okay.
It doesn't even sound human, man. It sounds like trees are singing. If trees could sing, I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But
That's pretty weird.
it's very weird. Yeah. I mean, it almost sounds like trees and frogs singing at the same time.
But it's the shaman singing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the shaman singing it. But if you didn't know, you would think that it's a symphony being created by the whole jungle.
Right.
Right. So he starts and
Super scary, man.
yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, very scary when I first heard it. I got a little bit of chicken skin when I first heard it, and you hear like belching every once in a while, and you just hear them puking, and
The shamans?
yeah. Well, like you hear them like clearing out energy
Oh,
at
okay.
first, but the first person to puke was really a cat.
Okay.
She just you hear people lighting up like left and right to me, and not only lighting up like in their puke bucket, but
They're shitting your pants.
not yet. We didn't get to that point yet. No, who knows if they did, because people just walk out to the restroom if they do.
Right.
I don't think anyone really shit their pants.
Is there a point where you can't control the shitting part? It's like boom. It's already out.
I've never, I've heard a lot of ayahuasca stories, and that was one of the fears going down too, right?
That's pretty scary.
I think most people you talk to
do not want to
I've
shit
heard
their
about
pants.
this. That's like the biggest fear actually. About like they don't want
Yeah.
to shit their pants. Like puking is fine, but shitting your pants is
That's
not
embarrassing.
Cool. Yeah, but there were no encounters of that
Okay.
during our thing, because like people just, I guess you can ask for help if you're,
Yeah.
you can be like, help. You can be crawling on the floor and like someone will help you out, but back to the puking thing, like you just hear the most demonic purging like possible.
It's like exorcist type.
Yeah, it sounds like that, man.
Okay.
Like from the deepest trenches of the gut.
From your root chakras.
Yeah, all the way down, man. From the root chakra all the way up, dude.
Okay.
And then you start hearing people crying. You hear people just getting super emo.
Yeah.
They're just crying hard, man. And this is like, nothing really hit me yet at this point. And so I'm like, oh, just imagine that. Just imagine you're in the dark and you
just
hear
chilling.
this. You're just chilling and you hear this stuff going on like to your left and right. I'm just like,
It's like Amazon jungle and chill.
I'm
and
just
then
Amazon jungle and chill.
before puking your asses out.
Ayahuasca and chill. I'm like dum 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 dum. So soon after this, I start feeling a little bit sick,
Okay.
and the weird thing is like you hear all these stories about purging, and you start to anticipate this stuff. You start like, okay, I want to like
Yeah, it's like
get
a
this over
placebo.
with. It's a placebo, right? I'm like, wait, do I really need to purge right now? I
Yeah.
feel kind of sick, but I don't really need to like. So I
Right.
just tried to anyway, and then I got my bucket, and it was just a little bit of gas, like
Yeah.
a belch, and then after that, like more came out.
Yeah.
But throughout the 4 ceremonies I did, no real physical purging, man.
Right.
To tell you the truth, it was like really psychic purging. Man.
Okay.
I guess like physically, I guess I eat pretty healthy,
Right.
but there was a lot of like psychic shit stuff.
Right.
So, that happened, and as they're singing, they calm down again, right? After this battle, everyone's like done with their little thing, and you think it's done. So everyone lies down, and you hear the shamans like, see everyone them lighting up their mapachos, and then
That's like tobacco, right?
it's a tobacco. It's like a sacred tobacco, basically. So, what it is people will use it to, they'll blow it on themselves for protection. Sometimes
Right.
the shamans will use it for protection, and also what it is they call it the bridge, basically, between the spirit and the physical world. So basically, if you inhale this, right? If you inhale it while you're on ayahuasca, don't do it because it intensifies.
So you're not supposed to inhale, right? You're supposed to just blow it out like a cigar.
You're supposed to, but if you do inhale, like this is what we discovered, right?
Yeah.
Like, we were talking the next day. We're like, one of the friends I met, he was like, man, did you if you inhale this shit, it makes it really strong.
That's good though, right? I mean,
Yeah, well, some people need it. Some people,
Yeah.
the shamans are saying too, like some people might need mapacho to bridge that gap even
so
more.
you're like you're half spirit, half human.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what if you just smoke that?
Well, if you just inhale it, and then don't inhale it, but just like
Yeah. Well, what if you just inhale it without ayahuasca?
It doesn't really do anything. I tried it during the
really?
daytime. Yeah.
If you're sober?
No, I mean, like, it definitely feels like a nicotine high.
Yeah.
But way cleaner. It's just something different about it.
So there's still nicotine there.
It's still nicotine, but there are definitely some things that are different between a modern cigarette and a
For sure,
patch.
right? Because
Yeah.
there's millions of chemicals.
Oh yeah, that's just straight leaf.
What about your e-cig?
E-cig feels cleaner, I have to say.
Okay.
E-cig feels cleaner, I have to say.
All right.
But-
So,
But e-cig won't get you as
right.
As-
Well, yeah.
you
Of
know.
course. You-
so
the thing is e-cigs, but
yeah. E-cig is not the bridge.
definitely not. Definitely not.
So we go and the second bout comes, and this is when it really gets epic, right? This is when I'm experiencing, all of a sudden, like, I feel a purge coming up again. Deep, and I have to really try. I had to try my hardest. I had to, like, it felt, my abs were clenching, everything was
What
clenching.
if you don't try?
Oh, I didn't know. It's something deep down inside of me
yeah.
was trying to get out.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like something was trying to get out. And
Right.
as it started coming up, dude, I was going through my birth, man. So,
So you. Okay.
so I had a vision of of being born in a hospital, and like how like it's not natural, basically.
Right.
You know, it's really traumatizing for a kid if you think about it, because
Yeah.
the way the humans are supposed to come into this world, like, it's really natural, right? But Western hospital, it's very clinical. There's white lights being
Right.
shown in your face. Doctors wearing gloves. They have masks on. There's no like semblance of.
There's no love, right?
It's lost its humanity.
Right.
Right. And there's a lot of like machines and everything, and so like it's very traumatizing. So
It's the machine world.
yeah. So yeah, I guess that's one of the traumas I had. It's
Right.
like that. As Ram Dass would say, like, of coming from like nothingness back into separateness. That trauma. It's a real trauma, man.
Okay.
So that purge is out.
By the way, today's my birthday. So
Happy birthday, bro.
20 something years ago, I went through this.
Yeah. Yeah. You might, when you do ayahuasca, you might experience it, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. After hearing this, man, I don't know. I might stick to doing yoga.
Hey, man, just let you know, man, it feels good to purge it
Okay.
out. It feels really good after. It's that process when it starts coming up, when it boils up. That's the hardest part. But
It's
once
like when you drink alcohol, you purge. Oh,
completely different from alcohol purge. Alcohol purge is you're knowingly poisoning yourself and your body's trying to get rid of it. But this is a psychic purge, man.
Okay.
This is like traumas that have been collected over your life.
Okay.
So
So you see yourself being born, being shot out of your mom's pussy.
you know,
sorry.
it's not.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sell myself being born. So on to the next trauma is basically I had trauma from the next vision I got was basically my grandparents. Right. So I saw have you ever heard of this thing called epigenetics?
Yes.
Where like traumas are passed down onto you from your parents and
Right.
all the way
It's like
down.
evolution, right?
It's like evolution, man.
Yeah.
But basically, I believe ayahuasca it digs deep into your genetics and it just digs up this stuff
DNA.
into the DNA, man. Like it's stored. The DNA is your body is a USB stick, basically.
Right.
And what ayahuasca does is it helps you read hidden files,
Okay.
basically. So
So a lot of porn and
yeah,
I'm sorry.
everything,
I'm sorry.
all that, man, all that good jazz. But
So it digs into your subconscious pretty much.
yeah, into your subconscious, man. Like, I mean, I saw my ancestors, like all the shit they went through, man, and just
So do you see them in a web or you see them chilling?
no. You see, you feel. It's more like you feel what. So
Oh,
like
okay.
my experience was, the feels were more strong than the visions. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like every once in a while the visuals were strong too, but more so it was the feels.
Right.
And
So you felt them.
yeah, I mean, I saw them too, but
Okay.
I mean, like as like a web, but
Did they have beards and stuff?
yeah,
So it was like
like-
they're young or they're old?
no, they're like mid-aged.
Okay.
They're mid-aged. I mean, I saw my grandpa too. Like, and it was this. He was in his young form, basically.
Okay.
If I were to see like a
Prime.
vibrant form of him, yeah, his prime.
Okay.
Basically, I saw him there, but I saw along that, like down the line, I just saw like all this trauma that was stored up between them from, having to deal with like the communist era China and
So their stress.
yeah, their stresses and everything was passed down, and like this, I just had to let it go.
Right.
And I guess they were like telling me to just let it go too. And as I let it go, like they actually lightened up, and then
Okay.
they
That's
were like,
heavy, man.
yeah, they're like, oh, we can be at peace now too. Like it's almost as if I took care of their trauma.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been a burden that I would carry on and pass down to.
Right. It's like when they say like the house is haunted.
Yeah.
And there's a ghost haunting the house.
Yeah.
Usually the ghost has something that needs to resolve.
Yeah.
So
I
whether it's
basically kind of solved it for them.
yeah.
And I mean, I see it with my dad and his siblings, and his and my aunties, like their
Right.
interactions. I know where all that bullshit comes from, man. It's from traumas being passed down, like just
Right.
a lot of bickering in the family, like not enough love,
Right.
And it's I think with like Chinese families, it is like that, though, like there's a lot of stuff unresolved, and people, there's not a culture where they resolve these things, man.
You don't sing kumbaya.
Yeah, they don't sing kumbaya, and that's what caused a lot of the problems.
Hey man, you gotta start singing kumbaya now.
If it were that easy, man, if it were only that easy. But easier to just drink ayahuasca, man, purge for them.
It's just egos, man.
Yeah, that's all it
So-
is. So, I mean, I saw my grandpa, and like, after I purged that out, like he gave me a hug, and that was like the last of that purge.
Yeah.
Gave him a big hug. I saw my grandma. I saw everybody, like, that was my final time I felt like finally said bye to them. I finally had peace.
Right.
I was at peace to say bye. And I let them go. And there was like no attachment to that anymore.
Okay.
And that was a beautiful moment, man. Like after that, he just shifted into like a warrior looking thing, and this is the cool part, man. He just had he had a heart, man, in his left hand.
Was it like a
It was like a glowing heart. It was like a little like energetic heart,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he just like kind of just like stuck it to where my heart was, and he was
Right.
like, yeah, you gotta. I just felt my heart chakra then just like blow up, like
wow.
it was like. I don't know how you explain it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he looked like a traditional, what you'd like think a Chinese warrior looked like, with the full garb and
Okay.
everything. And it was still him, but it was like his
It's like a
clothes
terracotta
were
warrior type character.
something similar
Yeah.
to that. But like it was still his energy, but it was in a different form,
Yeah.
But I mean, after that, he told me that like this is the most important weapon that you can have, man. Like,
Right.
it's love, dude. And he was telling me like you can use. He's showing me like, oh, you can use the sword or you can use this, but this will prevail.
Right.
You need the sword too sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
But
yeah.
but overall, like the underlying power behind everything is love, man. It's what makes the universe work.
Right.
And he disappeared after that vision, and I wish I would have remembered that lesson, because the next lesson I got was
Bring out the sword.
I was trying to bring out the sword, man. So soon after that, I calmed down and the room was quiet again. And dude, the funniest thing is, well, the freakiest, scariest thing is that every time they need to sit, when they sing these Icaros, it's almost as if it activates. The Icaros and the ayahuasca are symbiotic, man. Like
Right.
they work like it's almost as if they're one thing together.
Right.
But when they stop singing the Icaros, the ayahuasca is just a liquid form.
Yeah. So it's like that snake in the Indian guy
Yeah,
sing
yeah.
or
Exactly.
like playing the flute.
Or it's like, when you watch Spider-Man, Venom.
Yeah, I know Venom.
Yeah, it's like that. It's kind of like symbiotic with
Does he have
Spider-Man.
music though? Oh, okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he works.
It's a stretch though.
Yeah, okay. Not really like that, but
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
you can kind of see what I'm trying to
Yeah.
get at, though, right? With the Icaros and
Yeah.
the ayahuasca.
It's like a dance and a music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't really dance without music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the snake thing's better?
Yeah.
The
Or like
snake's
a
better allegory.
drum beat or something.
Yeah. So, we do. They start singing again, and this time it's in a different energy.
Okay.
So each time they're singing it, they're working to clear out the energy in the room.
Right.
I guess. Not I guess, but this is what they say.
Okay.
Right. And it's almost the best way to describe it is they're Icaros, they're fishing, man. Like they're throwing a fishing line deep into your psychic body
Right.
and your physical body, and they're catching something and they're pulling it out.
Okay.
They're just trying to clear you out that way. So next thing that happens is I get attacked by bugs, man.
Like psychic bugs, right?
Psychic bugs, yeah. And it was very real though, man. It was.
But that's
very
your deep
real.
fear, right? Bugs. Or
Yeah,
you-
there's something about flying cockroaches.
Okay.
Like it's.
So you got swarmed by flying cockroaches.
Well, see, this is what was happening. I was lying down after that beautiful vision with my grandpa and the heart. I was like, bye guys, like kumbaya. And I was lying down in my mat. I was like smoking a mapacho, and I was like, hey, this is cool, man.
So at this point, are you conscious, or what I mean is like, can you walk around? Can you do math?
Oh yeah.
Can you pass?
Normal, dude. Like
Okay.
yeah, stone cold
Okay.
sober, or I thought I was right
Okay.
until the Icarus kicked in
Yeah.
again. I'm like, oh no.
So the bugs come.
So once the Icarus come on, I'm lying down. I have my legs laying down flat. I'm lying down flat, like hands behind my head, like chilling like a boss. And then I feel like something like started crawling up my legs, like a bunch of stuff started crawling up my legs.
Like you actually felt the sensation.
Actually physically felt,
Okay.
and I looked down, and my legs were filled.
So how do you know if it's real or not?
Oh no, dude! This is it was my whole leg was like filled. Like
Yeah.
I started getting filled with.
But it could be real.
No, because like soon after that, I was like, whoa, they just disappeared,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And as I calmed down, they started swarming back.
Oh, okay.
Like they were nowhere to be seen. Like they just
Right.
clicked on and off. Right?
Okay. So teleportation with bugs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But what it was like, all of a sudden, like they just started swarming, and in the middle of the room, there was like a giant insect, like a spider type looking being.
Uh huh.
It looked like there were three of them just starting to crawl towards me and whatnot. You know,
Right.
they were. This was evil, man. This was like pure. This was pure evil. I knew this shit was not
So bugs are evil.
not chill. No, it depends. It's not nothing. No visions are good or bad per se. It's the intent or the energy
Right.
that you get across from them. But these were definitely out to get me.
Yeah. Didn't feel good.
Didn't feel, no, they were trying to they were parasitic, man. They were trying to suck my energy out.
Okay.
So,
So grab the sword.
well,
Or
at
love
that
them.
point, I was trying to need the sword. Grab the sword out, and in the astral world,
Yeah.
like in the astral realm, you can kind of manifest things, right? And you can see them.
So you manifested a sword.
I brought it back out, the same sword I saw my grandpa was
Yeah.
telling me about, right? I grabbed it. I kept slicing at him, and they wouldn't stop coming, dude. Like they just kept reappearing and
Right.
reappearing, and the spiders got closer.
You gotta love them, bro.
Well, man, when you're in a situation like this, it's not the first thing you think about. Like, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is what Ayahuasca.
I
is
still
trying to
wouldn't do
teach.
that, man. Like if a flying cockroach came right now,
Yeah.
probably would not love,
No,
love the bug.
no. Well, right now they don't bother me at all anymore. When
Yeah.
I see them. They're cool now. They're chill.
What if 100 of them came at you? You just love them.
I mean, like, you know, you just don't run in fear or whatever. You
Right.
know, there's like not really gonna do shit to you.
Okay.
But basically, you know, they started coming, and I was just I remember that moment where my chakra just felt filled with energy,
Yeah.
and I just felt that
You inhaled
inhaled. I felt that energy again, and all of a sudden,
the prana.
the prana, man, just lit up.
Yeah.
And the whole room, it almost felt like the room lit up a little
Right.
bit more, the room. Like, if you can say the room is like different shades, like from 1 to 10, like 1 is dark and 10 is
Right.
bright, right? It felt like it went from like a 1 to an 8 all of a sudden.
Okay.
And I was like, I love you guys, man. I mean, I wasn't, of course I didn't say that, but I was
Yeah.
just like, I just felt some kind of like acceptance for them. And as soon as that happened, they just disappeared. They just disappeared from the room. But soon after that happened, Kat encountered her own
Bug.
Monster.
Monster.
Parasito, man. Because she was sitting at the end of the room, and there was this serpentine creature that just started.
Uh huh.
And so this is, I'm still, I just calmed down from my trip.
Right.
I was like, oh, this is intense, man. Like, I need a break, man. Make it stop. But Kat, I guess she manifested something. There was this 20-foot tall, like 20-foot long serpent-like creature. It was like dark gray, like a dragon-looking creature,
Yeah.
right? or like a giant anaconda or something. Dude, it was
bad energy.
bad energy, man. Evil. It was like it had like jaws open wide,
Bad
trying
mojo.
to eat her,
Yeah.
trying to suck her soul alive, kind of thing. And I see this in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh no,
You're
like,
fucked.
well, I'm just like, oh man, this is I let out a small laugh at that point. I was like, oh shit, this is really happening, huh? Like, this is really happening.
Fucked up, dude.
Because if I saw that, it's just me, right? But she's screaming at that point, and she's crying.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing this
That
happening.
shit's real.
I'm like, oh no, and it looked like it had a jaguar, panther type of face on the serpent head too. Is
Yeah. That's
very
pretty
weird.
It's like some European monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something I don't know.
Like some
it was weird.
Hercules monster,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So as he was coming towards her, like she started crying. She rolled up and she turtled up, and
The serpent by TKO.
yeah, yeah, you know, waiting for Erdine to come, right? she turned,
It's all over.
yeah. Oh, she turtled up and she was trying to fight it, and the shamans. The funniest, the weirdest thing was at that point when I kind of looked at the serpent too.
Yeah.
The serpent looked my way too, and I was like, oh shit. So I looked away. I'm like, oh, it's not my problem, man. It's not my problem. I was like, dude, stay away from me. So the shamans, all of a sudden, like it's weird, man. Like it's almost as if they took a flashlight or
Yeah.
something and they shined it directly at that, like a lights.
Blow them a pacho, bro.
Yeah, they're doing everything, and they're all directing you can see them. You can see the energy, everything
Yeah.
happening all at once when you're under this visionary realm, and you can see them like directing energy at that thing, like,
Yeah.
breaking it up. And one of the helpers was coming up to Kat and was like, "Are you okay?" And like she's like, "I'm so scared," but the helper was like, "Oh, you have to work with ayahuasca. You have to
Right.
you have to fight this, or it won't go away."
So do you think there are these beings or ghosts in real life?
At the risk of
Just can't see 'em.
sounding crazy, man. Like these things are real, man. These
Like,
things
even without ayahuasca, I mean,
Yeah.
it's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
but-
right now,
But ayahuasca, what happens is, right now, like these
You don't
things,
see 'em.
you don't see them, but like in this visionary realm, they manifest as like however you want to see them or whatever they want to see you to see them as,
right?
right?
But they're still around.
Oh, they're around, man. I mean, like
Even without ayahuasca.
every time someone like,
Says fuck you.
yeah, like
Yeah.
with like it depends on the intention, right?
Right.
Like, fuck you, but
So if somebody's pissed at you,
pissed at you and they say that,
And-
dude, like
yeah.
there is definitely, if you were to take ayahuasca, you
Yeah.
would definitely see something.
but then
manifest.
if you're not, if you only affects you if you bite, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't bite, then
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah,
monster.
there's no
right?
monster.
So only if you're scared of the monster does
Yeah,
the
but-
monster have power.
But the thing is, these things do exist, man.
Right.
These things do exist. There are certain wavelengths, I believe, like after doing ayahuasca now, like we were only accessing
The third dimension.
the third dimension, man. Our brain can only decode certain amounts of information,
Right.
right? And when we go deep enough, when we start unlocking or letting go, then we start seeing more.
Right.
And so, that
Yeah.
we got to see a lot of shit that night, man.
Okay. So
And that was the
first ceremony.
first ceremony.
Okay, let's get to the second ceremony.
So let's see. Let's go through my notes. Well, the second night was pretty fun, man. I have to say. Second night we went up. I took a little bit more of the medicine.
Yeah.
And right away, like I didn't really have to purge.
Right.
And the only vision I had was, dude, all of a sudden, I felt nothing for a bit until all of a sudden I just felt my body started vibrating a little bit. Like my hands started shaking a little bit, and then I had I belched a little bit again, a little bit more gas. And then,
Felt the chi.
yeah, felt the chi again. And all of a sudden I just felt bright, man. I felt glowing. And as that happened, all of a sudden I felt like walking around, right? And as I was walking around, like I noticed my hands didn't feel like a human hand anymore, right?
So what did it feel like?
Well, I looked down, and in the visions, I was not a human anymore, dude. I became a wolf, right? like
became
in
a
the snow.
wolf?
In the snow.
Okay.
Like I saw my paw and everything, and
Yeah.
I all of a sudden, before this happened, I noticed that my vision was different. I wasn't using my vision too much anymore, and I
Right.
could smell
A lot more.
a lot more. I could.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you have this.
Like how do I even explain? Like I was trying to think about like what I was just doing before the ceremony, and then
Yeah.
I was retracing my step, but I could smell my step walking into the ceremony back to my
That's
tent
crazy.
and everything.
So you can smell pretty much like a dog would.
Yeah, I had that same acute, that sharp
The spider sense.
focus sense, and like that. Dude, I was just in the moment, man. At that
Yeah.
point, I was very focused in the moment. I didn't think about
Pure animal.
pure animal, dude.
Right.
And there's something amazing about it, man.
Badass.
It's
Yeah.
something amazing about it when you're just in the moment, dude.
It's badass.
Yeah. So I didn't notice this until like I realized. I didn't even know until I was like, wait, what is a human hand and what is a dog hand? You know.
Yeah.
I started thinking again, like, oh shit, yeah, I'm not a human anymore, dude.
Right.
When I got out of the moment, that's when I just realized it. But
Okay.
if I didn't know, I would just felt like a wolf on the hunt.
Yeah.
And I think the lesson from that was just short, simple, sweet. It was like, just
Be
be
the
present,
moment.
man. Be in the
Yeah.
moment. And after I got that, I was like, oh, I get it. I left that vision. I was like, oh, okay, done with that.
Yeah, for sure stayed longer, man.
Well-
Sounds fun, dude.
I wish I did, man. Now that I think back on it, that was one of the best moments.
That's
man.
badass.
Yeah.
It's like playing a video game.
Yeah.
You become a wolf.
But after that, I became another animal, right? And
Okay.
I didn't. Every time I say became an animal, it'd take me a while to notice because
Hashtag beast mode.
yeah, because I'm flying, but I didn't know I was flying
Yeah.
until it just felt natural. That's why.
Right.
And then until I looked down and I'm above the trees, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden I had a laser type of vision, like,
So like an eagle.
hawk vision.
Yeah.
And the eagle is always like, the lesson I got from that was the eagle is always looking at all its surroundings.
Right.
And it's always looking forward, right? Planning ahead
Yeah.
and whatnot. And so
So you're all predators.
all predators.
Okay.
But I mean, like I felt like these, even now, like, the weirdest thing is when I meditate right now, sometimes like I call upon these, I don't call upon them
Yeah.
per se, but I kind of go back to that feel of like that presentness.
Right.
So what I do is I use like that presentness I got from a wolf.
Yeah.
And then, okay, be present like this.
So you use the same software.
Same software.
Right.
Yeah. I don't call them like, oh, please help me
Yeah.
right now.
Hey, man, I
nothing
do.
like that. Hey, that's cool too, man. Like, if you do your thing.
That was like a wolf. I just think wolves are cool, man.
Dude, they're badass, man.
Yeah.
They'll change all the Yellowstone.
Look at that wolf shirt.
So, I mean, that was, oh yeah, another funny thing that happened was, so while this wolf thing happened, the wolf and eagle thing, after they subsided, you know how they talk about like crazy people in these ayahuasca ceremonies? People
Yeah.
that just start screaming or whatever.
Yeah.
I almost became one of them because,
The I'm God guy.
well, like what happened was I just felt,
knew it.
dude, I felt so good, man. That all of a sudden, like deep down, and I'm not talking about like hallucinating a drum beat. Like I felt like a drum beat deep from within me.
Yeah.
Like not how you hear it sound, but I just felt something I had to march to, and I just got up, man. I was just gonna do it. I was like,
So you're marching.
yeah, I was gonna dance to this
Oh,
beat
okay.
that I felt from somewhere deep inside me.
Yeah.
And I just had to sit down, man. Because like the one of the helpers was like, Patrick, you're gonna have to stop. You're
For
gonna have
sure,
to stop
relax.
making noise. So I went outside. I just left the Maloka and then I chilled out there for a bit. There is a full moon that night, apparently.
Oh
I
wow.
didn't even know it was a full moon.
It's the wolf, man.
And so I looked up at the
Some
moon. I looked up
wolves.
at the moon and I just felt that sense again. Like I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I just howled a bit, man. And the day
actually howled?
I actually howled a bit. Like I
Okay.
got back into that.
It's pretty crazy, man.
I got back into that visionary realm.
Yeah.
A bit.
You gave no fucks.
Gave no fucks, dude.
Okay.
So did that, and the next day I was hearing accounts from everyone. They're having a horrible time, man. I told
Yeah.
them about my experience, and everyone was like, basically, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah. So Kat and Richard not having a good time.
Not having a good time, man.
Having a
like
bad
I think
time.
Richard was crying. Kat had no visions, but there was something deep within her that had to be purged out. She just felt like she felt
Still-
angry, dude.
Still getting fucked up by the serpent.
Yeah, dude. She felt like she wanted to beat down on people.
Whoa.
Like she just felt like some anger trying to
Yeah.
release, but she couldn't let it out.
That's how I felt when I was on mushrooms, right? I wanted
Yeah.
to kill some motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
Yeah, man.
But so after the ceremony, she was still like that.
After the ceremony, she was like really confused, and she was talking to the shaman, and the shaman was saying that
Am I doing it right?
yeah, basically he said that she needed more ceremonies.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of stuff to be worked out.
Yeah. So I guess you have a meditation practice, and you practice mindfulness, and those things kind of pay off.
They will pay off. But here's another thing that I mean before I'm looking at my notes again, and like the second ceremony
Yeah.
after that drum beat, that's when I met Mother Ayahuasca, man. Like when I went back into the Maloka.
Okay, so take us through that.
Well, I walked back in, and after that whole like drum beat, that full moon howl type of thing.
Right. Were you the only one howling, or there's other people doing that too?
No, there's so apparently before we got there was a Russian dude that was at we didn't get to meet him, but he was like
Techno Viking.
yeah, he was an eagle. Like he started
Okay.
he started doing an eagle noise. Too. Yeah. He was like standing
In the Maloka?
in the middle of the Maloka, and he was like
Damn.
so, this one
But those aren't native animals to the Amazon.
no, they're not.
Yeah, so
it's weird.
yeah, because usually you become
Like a native animal.
Amazonian animals, right?
Yeah.
So
this next one that happened, like, I mean, I was just chilling. I thought the visions were done. I thought with all that happened, I was like, hey, for sure I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, sure it's going to wear off now.
right. It's been how many hours?
I think this has been
5.
3 hours in.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 hours in. So I'm chilling. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm sober in the Maloka, and then a giant butterfly just starts appearing in the Maloka again. Giant.
And it's not. It's I don't want to say it's fake, but it's a spiritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it starts. It's the wings. They look like bird feathers and tree leaves mixed together, right? It was just like a giant,
Yeah. So it's like a feathered.
I just said like
a dinosaur.
a flying object.
Okay.
I just call it that. Okay. Like it wasn't really a butterfly. either.
UFO.
Yeah, it was just a mix of like leaves and whatnot.
Yeah.
But definitely could tell it was
Right.
flying. And so it would fly in, and on its I mean, it might sound scary, but on its wings there's just a bunch of eyes, and there was like a woman figure over there too, like a falcon type of thing.
So that's Mother Ayahuasca.
So she appeared, and apparently, like, I found out the day after that Mother Ayahuasca appears to you like that.
Okay.
And what she did was she was showing me how, like, she showed me a vision of a caterpillar transforming, right? And how, like, transforming into that butterfly.
That's the human into AI, right?
Yeah. Well, let's see.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah. Well, like, the thing I got from that was that you need to see the link between everything. You need to see, so you need to know why there's like suffering and everything, and like the
So it
caterpillar
leads
will
to
show
other
you.
things.
Yeah, eventually it will lead to,
Right.
because for a caterpillar, like it basically like eats up everything, and it goes through a lot of hardship and stuff before it doesn't even know it's gonna become a butterfly though. Right. But it needs to go through this process in order. So basically, she was teaching me, oh yeah, you got to look at the connectivity of everything.
Yeah.
Because
So the purpose behind.
the purpose behind everything
Yeah.
is eventually to transform into the butterfly.
Okay.
And so, that was when I realized, man, cool story.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real. Let's see. And that's pretty much it, man.
So we'll do the third and fourth ceremony the
finish.
next
Yeah.
podcast episode. But so what is the main takeaway from the 2 ceremonies? Not just from your own experience, but from, I don't know, maybe Richard or Kat or other friends.
Well, so the main thing is, the visions. They definitely teach you a lot, man.
Yeah.
They definitely help with relating to a lot of stuff or seeing the meaning between stuff, right?
Right.
But what's really important is to let to let go, man. Like to these traumas that you collect.
Yeah.
It's real, man. There's
Yeah.
a lot of traumas, dude, and ayahuasca is like the quickest way to reach deep down.
But there are some traumas that you don't even know exist, right? So
Yeah.
how do you let go of those?
Well, ayahuasca will dig it up, man.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
dig deep, and they call it the master medicine for a
Right.
reason too, because of that. Because, I mean, if you look at it like this, a lot of sickness is caused because your mind, right? There's a mind and body connection, and if you
Yeah.
have traumas deep into in your body, you don't even know that eventually it'll lead to sickness, to cancers,
Right.
or whatnot, right? So by digging deep down into it and healing that aspect of it, you eventually heal everything in the body. And that's important, man. That's important.
Yeah, it sounds really scary, man. Like it sounds really. Yeah, it does. It just sounds scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You know
not.
what I
No
mean?
one said it's a walk in the park, but honestly, I mean, to tell you the truth, I can't wait to go again, man.
Cause before I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then my brother went and he came back, he told me the story. I was like, damn, I gotta go, man.
Yeah.
And then
No, you have to go, dude.
I have to go. And then you came back and you're like telling me all these stories, and I'm like, man, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And then, but hearing it again, it's like, damn, dude, it's pretty scary, man.
I mean, it's
I don't
intense.
know.
It's intense.
I don't know if I want to battle cockroaches and shit. You know, like I don't know.
I'm better for that though, man. I feel better.
Yeah. No, but it's just you're going through a lot of shit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going through like. It's like, man, my life is pretty good right now, man. I don't need.
No, but there's things that you don't know that could be solved. You know.
Yeah.
That just, even the most minuscule of things, they're just like stuck deep into there.
Right.
You don't
Yeah,
you
it's-
don't know until you really resolve
It
it.
sounds really scary, and it sounds like.
And a lot of these problems, they won't manifest until like certain situations and whatnot, and then it'll just manifest just like that, and then you won't even know that that you have that problem,
Yeah.
and it'll pass over again until
Yeah.
it just keeps going deeper and deeper
Right.
until it's hard to fix, man. So
Man, it's heavy shit, man. It's some heavy duty shit.
it's a nuke, man. Taking ayahuasca is a nuke to the psyche.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm interested in, but I don't know whether or not, because I think every time somebody fresh from Peru comes
Yeah.
back and talks to me
Yeah.
and shares their experience, I'm like, and it's kind of infectious, right?
Yeah.
It's like, man, like really gotta go now. Like you feel that energy, you feel how jolly they are, how full of love they are, and their heart chakra is like super
Yeah.
fucking powerful, and you're like, man, I want to be like that. So you get this motivation to go, but then after a while, you're like, okay, well, it does cost a few $1,000.
There's always the option of doing one of those
Well,
Santo
no, but
Daime.
I think the money is just an excuse.
Yeah.
But after a while,
I feel like the money's a barrier. It's like a barrier
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean? But like you have to show commitment.
because even if it was free, it's not gonna be, you know what I mean? Like it's not. To me, the money isn't an issue.
Yeah.
I have the money to go,
Yeah.
but it's a fear, man. It's scary, dude. It's when you hear stuff like this, you're like, man, I wonder what's gonna come up. You know what I mean? So
Man, I'm fine, dude. I came out alright.
no, I mean I don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I just worry about during the process. It's gonna be a bad trip. Like, what if you become cat? What if you see a mega serpent
Yeah.
trying to eat you? It's just very scary. But
But that's what the shamans are for, though. I mean, we're not telling
Yeah.
you to go and take shrooms by yourself and
Right.
in the forest, you know.
yeah, and that's very scary.
Yeah.
But
in this, like, there's a reason why they're there. They're gonna definitely try to pull these things up,
yeah,
so that they're gonna manifest these things from outside of you.
Yeah.
Right? Ayahuasca is gonna do it, and these guys are gonna try to heal you.
yeah. I understand how hard it would be, because I have a practice of letting go and mindfulness and things like that, and it's hard, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's a practice. It's not a one day thing. It's a
No.
continuous thing.
But
And-
bringing that practice to the Amazon
Yeah.
will definitely help out a lot.
Oh,
too.
for sure. But I think that's what's gonna. It's really gonna help that practice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I already have a practice of those things.
Yeah.
Going to the Amazon will boost that by a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, but hey, man, sitting at home meditating sounds pretty goddamn easy, you know, compared to that, you know. That sounds pretty comfortable. But after that,
Going to a Ram Dass retreat sounds like pretty fun compared to ayahuasca, man.
yeah, I still want to go to a Ram Dass retreat, but I don't know. It's I think it's pretty much the same price
Yeah.
as ayahuasca, and nothing against Ram Dass, but I'd rather have ayahuasca.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested to check out the Ram Dass retreat.
Yeah, for sure, but
Because I've already done ayahuasca. So
yeah,
I want to see the difference.
I think, yeah, I don't know.
I'm down to go again though.
Yeah.
To do.
Well,
some
for a
ayahuasca.
lot of people that have done ayahuasca, they always go back
Yeah.
unless they tell you not to go back. So, like my brother has already been back, but I don't know if he's gonna go back again.
Yeah.
But I think it's a practice also. You know, it's not like it's a
It's
magical,
not a quick fix.
Yeah,
For
it's-
everything, you know. You
It
have
shows
to.
you the way.
Well, that's what they say about integration, right? It's
the hardest part.
Integration is the hardest part. It's like a lot of people think integration is gonna you take ayahuasca and automatically. No. The integration part is to consciously bring your lessons
Yeah.
back. And I'm still integrating, man. You know.
Yeah, but it's only been a few months, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, the whole alcohol thing, man, like is weird, man, now because I can't really do alcohol
yeah.
after
Well, I think I
after
don't know.
doing ayahuasca, like.
Yeah. Well, you just have to learn how to enjoy it.
No, I do
At the
enjoy
right-
it though. I
at
do
the
enjoy
right
it.
amount, you know.
Yeah, but
Can't-
I don't binge anymore on
Yeah.
it. So I'll have a couple drinks here and there and it's cool.
Yeah.
But weed, man, like I just stopped altogether.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't smoked weed in super long. So
Yeah.
And every time I've done that, I pair it with alcohol, so it's not
Yeah.
not really good. But it's not. It doesn't bring you into a higher dimension.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it's like sometimes you don't. It's not necessary, you know. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you just wanna relax.
Just have fun.
And, yeah, just have fun.
Yeah.
But other times you want to go to a higher state, and that's when I do like yoga or Wim Hof method and things like that. That really brings me up. But I think there should be a balance to everything. So it's like you don't know what up is until you feel down.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. So, but with that,
That's the human experience though, man.
yeah,
duality.
it's all about balance, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's all about balance, and I think there's a reason why those yippie hippies
Yeah.
turn people off because they're happy all the time. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's very off-putting because
Well, sometimes I don't know. I feel like that some of them genuinely are at a place where, but it's off-putting for normal people because it's just not attainable
Yeah.
for a lot of people. You know,
Right.
some people are like, oh man, that's weird, man.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
But I think if you encounter the real ones that are really happy,
Yeah, like a
then
truly enlightened being.
then you feel it. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of other ones that are really fake also. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to. That's the character they're trying to play.
Well, like it's like the vegan thing.
Yeah. So
It's like or CrossFitters.
yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm a vegan, man.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for that. Like, are you really happy for that?
Yeah.
Guess so.
There's a lot of pretenders that's because that's what they're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
it's an outfit for them.
Yeah.
But deep down, I don't know. It's sometimes you can sense it is really fake, and it's like, okay, I'd rather you just be real, versus putting on this character.
Yeah.
So, because you can be just normal and still carry those same characteristics. You know,
Yeah.
you can still believe in ayahuasca or Ram Dass or whatever, and still be grumpy. You know,
Yeah.
we're human beings.
Yeah,
we're not super enlightened.
Yeah.
So,
man.
but we'll wrap it up, and our second episode will continue this ayahuasca journey. It'll be his third and fourth ceremony.
Yep.
And thanks for listening. If you like ayahuasca or this podcast, Monks and Dunks, please subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, give us a good review, the whole nine, and
Support us. Spread the word about it.
support us, man. Support us.
Means a lot.
Today is Christmas, so
So Merry Christmas.
Merry
guys.
Christmas. Probably not gonna listen to this on Christmas because it was recorded today, but
Yeah.
just Merry Christmas anyways.
Bring
Spread
the.
love.
Just when you listen to this, know that the Christmas spirit is packaged in this.
Spread love, my friends. Peace out.
Peace out. Om.
Om.